Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. I've got one for you tonight, folks. I like to follow artificial intelligence. I like to follow robots and drones simply because that's the future, folks. You're going to be able to, go down to your bank and finance a Tesla bot to put in your house to do all those chores for you, drive your car for you. No longer do you have to be in the HOV lane or in the fast lane, doing your makeup, watching, trying to listen to the news, going to work, right? Well, I don't do makeup on the way to work, but anything's possible. You never know, right? Listen, folks, I can't give you fair warning enough where we are at as a society, as a humanity, as a human race, our own existence. It is shocking because, there's all this fluff news, the P. Diddy shit, the Epstein shit, this investigation, the Bidens, his cancer, blah, 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 all over the place. And you're just totally all day bombarded with just boom, 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 earthquake over here, tornadoes over here, mudslides over there, right? Worldwide calamity. You just got exposed to genocide in South Africa. I mean, every day it's just astonishing, the headlines. So, this show that I'm getting ready to show you really exposes what's going on. It's out there. You just may not have enough time to go listen to all of this. And like when you hear it or you see it, you're like, holy crap. Rewind the tape. Play that again. Click. Holy shit, they did say that. That's what you're going to watch. Now, I've covered a lot of different videos on different robots, different drones. I went, when we had all the UAPs over there in Jersey and the East Coast, I took that deep ass dive that nobody really took in social media that I know of. There's probably some out there. I haven't seen them or haven't found them. They haven't been sent to me. I have been made aware. But, I went and looked at what every defense contractor in the world, every country in the world, what they were utilizing for their drone technology or based upon what they expected to be using in the future. Over 200 different entities submitted to the Department of Defense for the next generation of drone technology for the U.S. military. Okay. 5 of those got selected. And I went and checked out all of those. So I think I, did my own research and built that up. So when I express these things to you, you should take it with a modicum of curiosity and go do your own research and say, God dang, that dude's right, man. But what the hell are we going to do next? And I tell you this because I could probably go find it, but I've told you, I got a nice private closed door meeting with 3 IBM engineers who built the operating system, okay, the complete system, and it's a module that sits on top of the Boston Dynamics RoboDog, fondly called Spot, okay? So I know everything about that dog. Every accessory, how much everything cost, if you want to buy one, if you need to buy the components, etc., etc., etc. So that was, oh golly, man, 2.5 years ago when I think I met Spot at the George R. Brown Convention Center. One of the gigs, I had him out in the lobby. I was like, holy crap. Oh, I got to go see that. And I did. So I was amazed at the agility, okay? And that goes all aspects of the RoboDog. So I've really paid attention to technology. Whenever I run into these people that are that work behind the scenes to make these big lavish productions that you walk in and see and you're just amazed, walk out there and go, wow, that was just an awesome show. Well, the people that put that on and made that happen, those are the ones that I work with and talk to on a daily basis. So I'm very fond of technology. So I follow this very curiously. I have an intellectual curiosity to what my future may look like, what humanity may look like, what warfare may look like. And that includes your government being a tyrannical force against its populace, and not just in the United States, but that could be anywhere. Just imagine a swarm of, killer hornets, hornet drones. Anything is possible. But let me dive into these videos for you guys and, show you exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Let me get over here to that one. Which one do I want to show first? Hang on. That one. Okay. Now, I've played this video before, and I'm going to play it again. I'm playing it for a reason. Pay very close attention to it. And let me see. I'll put on the closed caption for you guys. I'll even make them bigger. Just so you can see the words. That's really all that matters. And CC's on. We're going to jack that up for you guys. Make sure, yep, we got the whole screen. The whole enchilada, Holmes. All right, here we go. Please pay attention to this, gentleman.
But human or robot, it is likely to be the next multi-trillion-dollar industry. And the technology innovation is incredibly fast. And the consumption of computing and data centers, enormous. But this is one of those applications that needs 3 computers. One computer is an AI for learning. One computer is a simulation engine where the AI can learn how to be a robot in a virtual environment, and then also the deployment of it. Everything that moves will be robotic. As we put these robots into the factories, remember, the factories are also robotic. Today's factories are so incredibly complex. This is Delta's manufacturing line, and they're getting it ready for a robotic future. It is already robotics and software defined, and now in the future, there'll be robots working in it. And as a fleet, as a team, working together in a factory that is also robotic, we have to give it omniverse to learn how to work together. And that digital twin, you now have a digital twin of the robot, you have a digital twin of all of the equipment, you're going to have digital twin of the factory. Those nested digital twins are going to be part of what Omniverse is able to do. This is Delta's digital twin. If you look at it too closely, you think that it's in fact photographs. These are all digital twins. They're all simulations. They just look beautiful. The image just looks beautiful, but they're all digital twins. This is Pegatron's digital twin. This is Foxconn's digital twin. This is Gigabyte's digital twin. This is Qantas. This is Wistron's. TSMC is building a digital twin of their next fab. As we speak, there are $5 trillion of plants being planned around the world. Over the next 3 years, $5 trillion of new plants. Because the world is reshaping, because reindustrialization moving around the world, new plants are being built everywhere. This is an enormous opportunity for us to make sure that they build it well and cost effectively and on time. And so putting everything into a digital twin is really a great first step and preparing it for a robotic future. In fact, building that $5 trillion doesn't include a new type of factory that we're building. And even our own factories, we put in a digital twin. This is the NVIDIA AI factory in a digital twin. Kaohsiung is a digital twin. There are already hundreds of thousands of buildings, millions of miles of roads. And so, yes, the digital twin. Let's take a look at all of this.
Taiwan is pioneering software-defined manufacturing. TSMC, Foxconn, Wistron, Pegatron, Delta Electronics, Quanta, WeWin, and Gigabyte are developing digital twins on NVIDIA Omniverse for every step of the manufacturing process. TSMC with MedAI generate 3D layouts of an entire fab from 2D CAD and develop AI tools on CUOP that can simulate and optimize intricate piping systems across multiple floors, saving months of time, plan new facilities and production lines virtually prior to physical construction, saving millions in costs by reducing downtime. Pegatron simulates solder paste dispensing, reducing production defects. Quanta uses Siemens Teamcenter X with Omniverse to analyze and plan multi-step processes. Quanta simulate power and cooling efficiency of test data centers with Cadence Reality Digital Twin. And to develop physical AI-enabled robots, each company uses its digital twin as a robot gym to develop, train, test, and simulate robots. Whether manipulators, AMRs, humanoids, or vision AI agents, as they perform their tasks, or work together as a diverse fleet.
My entire keynote is your work. It's so excellent. Well, it stands to reason that Taiwan, at the center of the most advanced industry, the epicenter where AI and robotics is going to come from, it stands to reason that this is an extraordinary opportunity for Taiwan. This is also the largest electronics manufacturing region in the world. And so it stands to reason that AI and robotics will transform everything that we do. And so it's really quite extraordinary that for one of the first times in history that the work you do has revolutionized every industry, and now it's going to come back to revolutionize yours. At the beginning, I said that GeForce brought AI to the world, and then AI came back and transformed GeForce. You brought AI to the world. AI will now come back and transform everything that you do. It's been a great pleasure working with all of you. Thank you.
How did humans make this, right? This is a microprocessor. That's a human hair, the width of a human hair. Look how deep this goes. How, as human beings, have we been even able to come close to making something like this? You think, oh, that's amazing. Like, he's gone in quite far there. It just keeps going and going. Look how far this goes. How did we make this? Like, what process did... It blows my mind. It just keeps on going. Look at that. And then the zoom out. And like, that was all just right in there. And that's the human hair.
Okay, everybody, two things I want to hit on today as I put the Cybertruck on FSD. Brand new video from Tesla about the Optimus robot. Had a lot of implications, pretty insane stuff. And then FSD regulation with Tesla specifically. The Secretary of Transportation was at Tesla yesterday, huge deal. And these two things are connected as they usually are. And so with the bot, I'll play the video as I talk about it. We've seen a lot of recent videos from Tesla, specifically with the Optimus robot, as a company's trying to tell the market and trying to tell the public, hey, we're an AI company, we're not a car company. Don't worry about the terrible Q1 delivery report. This is the important stuff that you should be focusing on. And what they've been showing is actually really, really impressive and really important with Tesla's long-term goal of having a general robot that they can build in the millions of units. So why is this video a big deal? So as I'm playing the video, I'm sure you can read the text below it. What Tesla has figured out how to do, or at least has begun to figure out how to do, is instead of training a robot using, say, motion capture or mocap, or some sort of means where they have to sit down and tell it specifically how to move, they figured out a way to feed videos of people doing a task, and then the robot will figure out how to do that task and then do it in the real world. It's no different than you or I going on YouTube. The best ways to learn how to do anything, you look up, hey, how do I install, this thing in my garage? How do I fix the oven? Something's wrong with it. How do I put together a freaking cabinet, whatever. With the robot, obviously they started a lot more simpler. It's like, hey, how to open a curtain, how to stir a pot, how to pick something up and put it down, how to manipulate a vacuum cleaner, et cetera, et cetera. But the reason why this is such a big deal is because this is how Tesla is planning to scale the capability of the robot, not through human code and telling it, hey, if object looks like this, do this motion. It's, hey, here's a video of somebody doing something, now you do it. And this is very, very similar to the approach that Tesla has taken with this car, specifically the Cybertruck and the entire fleet with the AI, which is they're feeding their AI brain data on how to manipulate and navigate through the real world. And now they're doing the same exact thing with the robot. This is going to be gigantic to ramp up the abilities that the robot can do in a way that's going to far supersede people that don't employ this method. And why is that? So if you think about the traditional way of training a robot, which a lot of the times, there's a lot of different ways. It's a very nascent industry. I'm still learning a lot about it because honestly, it's such a new thing and so many different companies are doing it very differently. But one of the primary ways is using motion capture, where a human literally wears a VR headset and you have sensors in your arms and legs. And then you have some sort of method where you capture all that data. Arm moved here, the hands move like this. And the object there is that, right? It's like a cup or whatever. And so this is the motion I'm using to pick it up and put it down. That's the traditional way of doing it. But that's slow. Why is that slow? You need people, humans in the loop, to teach the robot what to do. And you need a lot of different variations of that motion so that the robot can really learn what's the right way of doing that motion, right? It's very, very similar to, say, the Waymo example that we use a lot on this channel, where companies like Waymo, as impressive as their capabilities are, and they truly are an awesome, awesome company that are reducing deaths, reducing injuries, and they're driving down the cost of transportation, one would think, because you're kind of, the most expensive part of the car, the driver is no longer there. That creates a whole host of other issues. But from their perspective, and I believe as well, they are moving us towards a better place. But they're vastly limited by scale. And the reason why they're limited by scale is because there's too much human stuff in the loop. And that human stuff is the mapping of roads, coding, making sure all the sensors play together nice, the LiDAR, the radar, the ultrasonics, and the vision, et cetera, versus a Tesla approach, which is like give the AI brain all the data on how to drive, and then it will figure out how to do it. And that's why the Cybertruck right now is driving itself on a road that Waymo is not allowed to go on. And that process allows scale to happen much, much, much faster. It's much harder to solve for, but the scale happens much faster. Looks like the same exact thing is going to happen with the robot, which shouldn't really be a surprise if you've been following the Tesla story closely. And so now if you really think about like a Boston Dynamics robot versus a Tesla robot, right? The Boston Dynamics robot does some insanely crazy, super impressive shit. I mean, this thing is freaking awesome, right? But what's the limitation? They can't make a lot of them because they're very expensive to make. And it's very, very narrow in its capabilities, right? They have these like dog robots and they have whatever, these other robots that do very, very basic, simple tasks. But when it comes to becoming a generalized solution, Boston Dynamics is capped because they don't have this AI brain that can learn by just watching stuff, right? And so over time, what this means for something like the Tesla bot is that Tesla's should be able to get to a point, and I know they're trying to go towards this, and new jury's out as far as how quickly they can make this happen, or if it's even possible. My guess is it's probably possible, if you just look at the FSD progress as an example, is that the bot will just watch people do stuff and it will just learn how to do it, right? Hey bot, can you help me load and unload this dishwasher? You know, this is my dishwasher, this is what it looks like, watch me do it. Okay, cool, can I try it now? This is the bot speaking now. Yeah, sure, go ahead. Okay, how's this? You know, like maybe this plate, you want to put it in this shelf, and the cups you want to put in the second shelf. Okay, cool, got it. Okay, how about this? Oh yeah, very good. Just like a human. That AI brain, that process with the AI brain allows the robot to do that. And in addition to that, because you have this digital process of learning, and one of the Tesla employees mentioned this on X this morning, is that the next step for this type of learning is not going to be doing it in RL, which basically means reinforced learning and simulation. That's one way of thinking about it. What that means is that then you're going to be able to take this bot, you're going to be able to give it all this video data on how to cook a frickin' beef Wellington, whatever you want, right? And then they put that robot in simulation and they do reinforced learning, which is like, okay, now try making that beef Wellington 1 trillion times, okay? And if you have a simulation that's very, very accurate to the real world, which it seems like Tesla does have from the dancing videos we saw, they understand physics extremely well, and a lot of companies know how to do this very well, but it's more about scaling that capability. In theory, Tesla now has the grounds to be able to source all this video feed for a task, dump it into simulation for the robot to learn. The robot goes through all these 1 trillion iterations of how to do that. It gets to a point where it's like, yo, I think with 99.999% accuracy, I can do this task. Throw me in the real world. Cool. They upload that to the bot in the real world, and now it starts making a beef Wellington. This.
Unless it's a fan of horror, science fiction, The Sopranos, or the Terminator series. Is that not terrifying? When you put it all together, and then you go look at the Stargate AI project, where they want to invest $500 billion to get your health records, to get your DNA, and create biomedicine for you, only for you, after they've done a complete genome scan to find out exactly what's wrong with you, if anything at all. Allegedly. It's a terrifying world out there, folks. When they say it's hell on earth, it's a jungle out there, they freaking mean it. So, I hope I educated you a little bit on what the hell's going on. That eventually your robot's going to be connected to a completely higher level than you, because the robots are going to teach the robots the other stuff, and they're going to control the AI. And then we're going to have Skynet. No, just forewarning everybody. A couple years from now, I'll do a Remember When video, and I'll repost this video, just like I just reposted my treason against the state video that nobody paid attention to when I filed it January 6th, 2023. What was that? 2024. Yeah, nobody did anything. Odd. Anyway, there you go. That's what's going on with artificial intelligence and robots. That's your future. That's what it looks like. And it is quite terrifying. Why? There's no laws in place. Imagine if you bought a robot and then you taught it, because it's hooked into AI, right? So I want to murder my boss, but I don't want to do it. I need an alibi. Will you go do it for me? So, yeah, it'll be out there. That's what you can look forward to. That's your future. I know. Is what it is. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope everybody has a safe and happy Memorial Day weekend or day or whatever you're doing. Stay out of trouble. Come home safe and sound. If you're not leaving, I hope you have a wonderful time at home, enjoying whatever you want to enjoy. Time off. being with your family and friends. I don't know, hanging out by the pool, whatever floats your boat. Thank you, everybody. Outro coming up. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment below. If you want to reach me, the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com. FearlessFloydShow.com is my store. I'm running a 50% off select items for the rest of the month for a Memorial Day sale and a 23-year sobriety birthday. Actually, that may be tomorrow night. So I've got to go check out when we have our birthday for May, because May 10th is my birthday. And at the end of the month, we have a birthday party for everybody who celebrates in May. Thank you, everyone.